Guys, what is up? This is Chris. You're watching the Ride and Dad channel. I'm on my 2020 Harley Davidson Lowrider S, and I am really frustrated. I'm about to have a BF, but let's roll that intro.
Riding down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a
Okay, so the reason I'm about to have a BF is because I filmed a whole sequence for my video today, early this morning. Woke up super early before the kid and the wife woke up, went and did my coffee thing, as you can see by the thumbnail, and I did my little review of the coffee and the donut, whatever you want to call it. It was a delicious donut, had a key lime donut. Oh, so good. Pretty local place. It only took about 15-20 minutes to get there. I did some other riding and I did some talking. I brought my microphone and everything for it. It was the first time I was trying out my MOTOVLOG setup and everything like that. And for whatever reason, the GoPro decided to use external audio and not mic audio. So absolute garbage. Unfortunately, the same thing happened on a test ride video that I'm going to show you in a little bit of time, because it's the only time I got a chance to test ride that bike. Unfortunately, there are a lot of dragonflies out. Damn. So hopefully this is good. Again, like I said, this is the first time I've had this set up. By default, every time with the medium mod on the Hero 8 that you put a mic line in, it should go to whatever the last setting you had, which for me was just standard mic, because that's what I'm using, just a standard mic. Unfortunately, like I said, for whatever reason, it decided to be dumb and not do it. So I don't know if it was a GoPro issue, if I was just having an issue with how I plugged it in. I did a few tests before this ride and everything worked out fine. So again, not really sure. Just one of the many pains of, I guess, being a YouTube guy. So now I'm actually going to pick up some dinner for myself and the wife, and I figured I'd just take the bike out a little bit, do a little bit of riding, just maybe 10-15 minutes to get this video out, because unfortunately with my work schedule, I know I'm not going to have another chance to film anything worth putting out, even as poor as this is going to be, anything before my video would normally go live on Wednesday at noon, because this is Sunday morning. And by the time it happened Sunday morning, by the time I realized all the footage was garbage, is about 4 o'clock on Sunday, which now by the time I'm going out and picking up dinner, it's about 5-ish. So let's, oh, I need gas. Damn, I forgot to get gas. All right, so I need gas. So we'll do that in a few minutes, but like I said, this is just a little bit. So really the most thing that I talked about today, earlier at donut and coffee time, besides telling you how delicious the donut was and how tasty the plain black coffee was about a test ride. So I test rode, as you can tell on the thumbnail, I test rode a crf250l from Honda. When I got there, I wanted to test drive that. I wanted to possibly test drive a 450l, and then I wanted to test drive a Suzuki DR650, which is like a dual sport, more of a dual sport than like a dirt bikey style that the Honda was from Suzuki. So I wanted to test drive those three. Then I kind of narrowed it down price wise to the crf250 and the DR650. I went to a local place, Sun Sports in Fort Myers, and the customer service was actually trash. The sales guy I had, Parker, was good. Nothing wrong with him. He was a pretty cool guy. We talked a while. Unfortunately, we had a lot of downtime to talk, but fortunately he was cool. Got to meet him. Fortunate. Unfortunately, there was so much downtime. So unfortunately, like I said, it took, let me just tell you this, guys, it took 2 hours until the bike was ready to test drive. Damn, these dragonflies are absolutely insane. I just had one hit my arm, got all the juice all over me. This is ridiculous. Okay, I guess I gotta hunker down a little bit so I don't get dragonfly guts all over me no more. Okay, so 2 hours until the bike was ready to test drive. Now, they don't have any of their bikes in ready to run. They have them in showroom quality, no fluids. I'm assuming the clutch and the brakes are not set unless they come set from the factory, just bare minimum to put it out there. So unfortunately, I had to wait, like I said, 2 hours. First, I was quoted 45 minutes generally. They said worst case scenario an hour. So an hour rolls around, And I'm like, all right, it's got to be pretty close to done. An hour and 15, an hour and 20. I go back to my sales guy. I'm like, hey, it's been a long time. Can we check on it? And he checks, and he's like, yeah, they said about 10 to 15 more minutes. So 10 to 15 minutes rolls by. I'm like, hey, it's 10 to 15 minutes. And he goes, yeah, let me double check. Let me crack the whip. That was actually what he said. So he goes back there. Damn, another dragon? This is ridiculous. So he goes back there and comes back to me. He's like, yeah, they're bringing it out. He said 2 or 3 more minutes. They're just topping it off with gas and just going over the double checklist. So go ahead and get your helmet from the car. I took the car because it was raining that day and I didn't want to get caught. So he said, go ahead and get your helmet from the car. We'll go ahead and get started. I don't know if you guys can see how many dragonflies are out, but this is honestly like the worst bug weather I've ever ridden in, because it's not even like they're little gnats. These dragonflies are huge. They hit you and they leave a bunch of their guts all over your stuff. So I went out and got my helmet, and we were waiting outside for like another 5 to 10 minutes, and I got upset. I got pissed off because 2 hours to test ride a bike when I already gave everybody heads up. I mean, Parker knew I was coming, and again, this is not my sales guy Parker, it's not his fault. They have a policy and a procedure they have to abide by as well, so I understand that it's not his fault. But I mean, he knew, and he told everybody that they knew I was coming to do the test ride. They had the bikes basically up in order for me to look at. Aside from everything else, they pulled them aside. He did some extra background, like some homework on them, just in case I had any questions, everything like that. And still, it took their guys 2 hours to get this bike ready. Now, if 2 hours is what it takes to get a bike ready to test drive, that's fine. I don't work back there. I don't know everything that they have to do to get these in running order and safe for a customer to test. However, tell me 2 hours, man. I mean, if it was 2 hours, I would have gone back home and maybe had lunch, or I would have gotten and had lunch that time or whatever. But anyway, bottom of the line is I test drove the 250, and I did not even get to test drive anything else because of how long it took for them to get that ready. I didn't even want to have any more time at the dealership just to test drive another bike. I mean, 2 hours, again, just for me to test ride one single bike. So I did film that test ride, and I did film it with the mic, but unfortunately, like I said, that mic quality was absolute trash, which sucked. So I'll show you some clips of that ride. Unfortunately, can't see anything, so I'll just do some music and just some very brief video of that. I'll go ahead and show you that now. Okay.
Anyway,
cool.
So,
thank you, man.
Yeah, and as soon as you get back, just pull it right back up here. If you can just bring the keys in,
okay,
find me, and we'll be good to go, man.
All right, we'll do. Thank you, man.
Please be safe. And you got the gear ratio, right?
Yeah.
You know what it is, right? Standard?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience, man.
Oh, no, it's okay. So in short, I like the bike. It was not as underpowered as I thought it was originally going to be. Honestly, coming from this 114 cubic inch to a 250cc, I thought it was going to be really apparent, but the bike is so light and so nimble that you really just toss it around and have fun with it, which is exactly what I want in that kind of off-road bike. I want it for trails. I want it to have fun with. I want it to do some stupid stuff off-road, and it's completely different, and that's exactly what I want. It would be stupid for me to get another road bike similar to this, because I already have this, so what do I need an identical bike for? So yeah, it was pretty good. The seat height was the only issue I had. Honestly, I'm short. I'm 5'8", 5'9" tops. and the seat height, even wearing my pretty thick riding boots, it was just too tall for me to be like super comfortable with. Now, if you're somebody watching and you are about the same height, and if you've ridden or currently ride a bike like that, like a dirt bike style or like a dual purpose or an off-road, something like that, and you have that issue with the seat height, let me know if it just gets normal. It could have just been because it was just a brand new bike and the feeling was 100% new. It could have just been all of a sudden that it was something I didn't know and it was just weird to get used to, and over a couple months or even a couple weeks I would have completely gotten used to it and it would have felt completely normal to me. Who knows? But during that test ride it felt very weird to be that high up on a bike. But again, very doable. I like it. I would like to ride, and I can't remember the name of it, but I would like to ride a dual sport, similar, same CC and everything, from Yamaha. Their seat height it was either 3 or 4 inches shorter, and I think that would help a little bit for me because I could touch my toes when I was riding the crf250l. When I was stopped, I could touch my toes on the bottom, and I could flat-foot it if I took one foot off, obviously. But I think having that extra 3 to 4 inches of seat height lowered, I think that would allow me to get most of, if not all of, both of my feet on the ground at the same time when I'm stopped, which would just, again, be a little bit more confidence, especially going off-roading, having to put your feet down every so often or pick it out to do like a quick little turn, stuff like that. I think that would really just help the overall feeling of it. But yeah, that's pretty much how my day is going. Actually, I forgot I had to get a new computer too. My computer that I've been using has not been the best computer. It's been a laptop, not really made for video editing so much. It's got, well, about 5 years ago it had the bare minimum I would have ever bought in a computer for video editing. And I've been using that for all of these vlogs, for all these videos, and it's been doing okay. It's been really slow though ever since I got this Hero 8 and I've started doing 2K and 4K footage. Even though I'm not rendering it out in 4K, I'm rendering it out in 2K. I always record in the best footage possible. I always figure I can downsize and it'll be better instead of having to go up. So my video editing software is just really laggy. I even use a solid state external hard drive to try and speed it up, and that helped a very small amount, but it still didn't help that much. My video graphics card is completely outdated to the point where it's essentially like I don't even have one for what I'm doing right now, and the computer's just old and short. I mean, it's a laptop, so you can't really do too much with it. I knew I needed a new one, but I was trying to hold out to the end of this year, if not another year and a half. Stuff has started to go downhill with my editing, like little issues between the application starter for it, which holds all the background music and everything, because it's a subscription based that downloads new files and new background music and new overlays and effects and stuff like that. It downloads all that stuff as soon as it pushes it out. It's a yearly thing, and it's only like $50 for the year, and you get all this music to use copyright free for like YouTube and stuff. So to me, I figured that was pretty good. And it's also the editing software that I've been using pretty much since I've done any videos. So that was a huge plus for me transitioning to this yearly subscription base from it, because I already have all of my background and video editing in this program. So is it the best? Probably not, but it does more than enough of what I needed to. It probably does 3 times as much as I know how to do on it, and I already know how to do anything that I want to do on it, so it makes video editing way quicker for me. So yeah, stuff started happening as far as like the two programs communicating with each other. Long story short, I completely uninstalled and reinstalled, a troubleshot, just a bunch of different things, and then I thought it was working. I went to import media to make a new video. The one that I found out, unfortunately, all my stuff was shot and garbage from this morning's video. And then all of a sudden it just crashed, and I tried it like a billion times. I restarted the computer, nothing would work. So I'm not sure what exactly is going on with it. I did a complete system restart, like a complete wipe of everything that was on it. All my stuff that was saved on external hard drives. I don't play that game anymore after having lost so much footage in the past. So I'm not really worried about losing anything on the computer because there was nothing on there. And I went ahead and went over to Best Buy to get a new computer today. I got I got a desktop finally. I knew I was going to get a desktop for sure because of longevity and just some other reasons. People that do video editing will tell you desktop is almost always superior to a laptop. I originally wanted to build one, kind of piece it out and build one. I have a guy that I used to work with, my buddy. He does a lot of PC gaming, and he builds a lot of computers for himself. He's built some from some other friends. He built some for his kids and everything. So he was going to kind of talk me through it. However, I didn't have enough time to order stuff. That's what I originally was going to do. If I waited till around the end of this year or the beginning of next year time, I was going to kind of sit down with him and be like, hey, this is what I want. Tell me what I need. Help me set it up. You know, spend a day kind of doing it after the parts get through, because I don't know most of that stuff. I know what I wanted, but I don't know how to put it together if I build my own computer from parts and stuff. So that was the plan. Unfortunately, this happened. My computer kind of kicked the bucket today, and I need to stay on my Wednesday and Saturday upload schedule. So I just went over to my local Best Buy and picked up some stuff. Thankfully, there were actually 2 really good sales. So I got a really big monitor, which no matter what I use for my actual modem and components, I can use the same monitor. So that's a kind of one-time expense unless I ever want to upgrade in the future, or, you know, knock on bike that nothing ever happens to the monitor that I have to get a new one. So I got that, decent sale on that, and then they actually had another good sale on the actual desktop, the modem itself. Solid state hard drive, which is something I definitely wanted. A pretty decent processor. I'm not going to get into all the specs, partially because I don't remember most of them. Like I said, I just bought it, and it wasn't like I've been stalking the prices and everything, but I got that. I just tested it out with some stuff earlier before I left the house, when I set it up before I left the house for this food run, and it works so much better. It's gonna make video editing so much quicker for me, because my laptop, like I said, it was real choppy and slow, and I got to know what was finicky about it, so I would pause editing and save it every so often, or every time I started to do something, because I knew what was going to happen with it. So basically, I kind of estimated that with a flawless running computer, it would probably take me on average maybe 1 to 2 hours tops, start to finish, to edit, depending on how many different clips I have in there and what the video is about. But with this computer, it would take me on average maybe 4 to 5 hours just to edit, because of how many times I would have to restart the computer during an edit, how many times I would have to save it, how long it would take to save it, how choppy and how long it would take me to edit stuff, to pause and sync up stuff that I would not be able to watch all the way through, even on lower quality of the 2K and 4K films. So yeah, it was just an absolute nightmare. It really sucked. So it kind of pained me to spend the money, because I wasn't planning on spending that right now, but I figure it's going to be kind of an investment, and being that it's a desktop, even though it's not 100% what I could have gotten with the same kind of money for building it out and piece by piece purchases, at least I know I can upgrade it in the future, put some more storage, do some different video graphics cards and stuff like that. That'll really make everything worth the purchase. So that's what's going on with me. That's what's going on in my life. Nothing else really. I gotta stop and get gas real quick and pick up some food for myself and the wife. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, even though it's not originally what I wanted to put out. Trust me, I will be putting out another coffee video very soon. You guys actually responded pretty well to that, which I was pleasantly surprised about. So don't worry, that will be coming soon. This coming Saturday, you guys have an install video to look forward to. I am in the process of editing that, but I'm saving it for Saturday, because Saturday I try to do my install videos. Wednesdays I try to do my talking, vlogs, reviews, kind of stuff like that. So that's coming Saturday. Make sure you subscribe. Please turn on the post notifications so you get all of my video notifications every time I post a new one, which still is twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. Don't forget to check out my Instagram page, please. I do post more often on that than I used to. And hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Until then, ride safe, have fun. Dad out.